All right, welcome. My name's Maciek. We're going to be looking at Zillow's 2024 real estate market predictions. Hey, and by the way, look, I'm not like a prophet. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to know what you think. And please write in the comments what your prediction is for 2024 and the housing market in the United States. Let's get right into this. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name's Maciek Zaremba. I'm a real estate agent in Sarasota. So let's go right into this here. Zillow's 2024 market predictions. Here's what they like to do. And they're actually not that bad with accuracy, okay? But first of all, let's start with more homes will hit the market as homeowners accept that mortgage rates aren't falling anytime soon. So this is interesting because the Fed just announced that we're going to have 6 price cuts in 2024 and 2025. So interest rate cuts. So what that means is that if indeed we're going to have lower interest rates, well, we're probably not going to have that many more homes on the market. It really quite depends, honestly. I mean, take a look at this right here. The Federal Reserve will cut interest rates 6 times in 2024 as the economy shows clear signs of cooling down. I don't believe it. That's the truth. The Fed says a lot of things, and how many of them do they actually do? We'll see. But it does say that the cuts will start in the second quarter of 2024 and extend into 2025, even though the headline says 2024, right? And I mean, look at this. Here, they're saying that right now we're about 5.33, and at the end of 2024, we're going to be at 2.83. Now, this is not the mortgage interest rate that you get. This is the Fed fund rate, right? Right here. And I don't believe this. This is basically a 2.5% decline. If right now we're about 7%, that's going to be 5.5%, and that will actually stir a lot of demand for real estate. Back to this prediction, they're basically saying that they're not falling anytime soon, and the Fed is saying something different, okay? So what's the truth, okay? I don't know. I really don't know what is going to happen. But my prediction is a little bit in the middle. I don't think they're going to have 6 rate declines 6 times. I think they're just going to decrease maybe by 1%. It really depends how the inflation numbers keep coming out and all the other numbers, the jobs report, everything. We'll see what happens. But I do think that homeowners will accept that mortgage rates are going to stay higher longer, like this Zillow article says, their prediction says. The rates are probably going to stay a little bit higher. We're not going to see 2 and 3% interest rates for mortgages. I'm almost positive about that. But let's move on to the next prediction. All right, so this one here says home buying costs will level off, giving hopeful buyers a chance to catch up. Well, a little bit. I do kind of agree with this, but just a little bit, because basically they're saying that people are spending over 40% of their earnings on their mortgage payment, an all-time high in Zillow data. And this I do think will go down because I think prices will go down. And as prices go down, and if interest rates stay the same, well, then the payments are going to go down. In fact, I just did a video the other day that showed that our payments went down. The average payment in the U.S. went down to over $150, from like $2,700 or $2,800 to $2,500 and something dollars. Now, as part of this prediction, they're saying that the home values will hold steady in 2024, falling 0.2%. I completely disagree on this. I do not think that's what's going to happen. We're actually most likely going to have a pretty big discount on the pricing, but not like 0.2 is what they're saying. I'm not saying it's going to be like 22%. I'm just saying compared to 0.2, our pricing declines are probably going to be more significant. How much? I'm saying probably about 5%, 5 to 7% at the end of the year compared to the beginning of the year. But how do you determine this? Well, basically it depends on the interest rates. So if we have 6 rate declines, then we're probably going to stay at the same pricing. But if we have 3 or 2 interest rate declines, then I think our inventory is going to grow faster than the demand for homes with these slightly lower interest rates. That's all. It's pretty simple. So I guess we'll see how it all plays out, right? Back to the point that Zillow is making, I do think that the prices are going to decline a little bit, which is going to make home affordability less than your average wage. On top of that, there's so many people getting second jobs right now. So the average household income, I'm expecting for it to go up a little bit. And therefore, since it's going to go up, well, then the percentage of your payment compared to how much you earn is going to go down. So right now it's saying more than 40%. Well, I think it's going to go down because people are taking second jobs. And if there's a two-income household, probably one person is going to take some sort of second job just to make ends meet. Okay, let's go on to the third prediction Zillow is making. There's only 5 of them, I think. Right now, they're saying that the new starter home will be a single-family rental. Well, I unfortunately agree. The starter home for young couples getting into, moving out of their homes, their parents' homes, is probably going to be a single family rental, because a lot of the construction right now that's going on is being bought up by investment funds that basically make single family homes rentals. Here's what they're saying a little further. Though some improvements for home buying affordability is expected in 2024, many households will continue to be priced out. I agree. Many households will be priced out unless the interest rates really drop. And not even necessarily, even if they do drop, I think in the long run, that means that a lot of people are going to buy up. Everyone who's sitting on money and just waiting for rates to go down, they're going to buy up everything. But it says demand and prices for single-family rentals will continue to increase next year. Well, I actually don't agree here. And the reason I don't agree is because I haven't seen this happen. Right now, the rental prices are coming down just slightly, but I just recently reduced the price on a rental just to get it rented, and we had zero activity at the 2,800 price point, and at the 2,600 price point, I'm showing it every single day, and we just got an application, so like that reduction made a difference, and it's not like there's crazy amounts of competition. There is a little bit of competition, don't get me wrong, but nothing, extraordinary. Now, also keep in mind that I'm in Florida, in Sarasota, Florida, where people come and vacation, and we have a population influx. So it also depends where you are in the country. I know that people are leaving New York, the state of New York, and people are leaving the state of California, and they're moving to places like Florida and Texas. So obviously, it really depends where you are, and maybe those other states, California and New York, maybe they might have declines in the rent prices more significant than ours. But even with all of the people moving into Florida, I'm seeing a decline in the pricing just slightly for rentals. And I think part of it is because there's a lot of people who are building. And there's a lot of companies, a lot of builders building communities. There's a lot of multifamily being built. And then also just one-off lots being, built up by people, just regular people or small builders. All right, let's go on to the next Zillow prediction, which is more markets will follow New York City's lead, with rental demand surging near downtown. So basically what they're saying is that throughout the pandemic and even before, suburban rent prices were growing faster than rents in urban neighborhoods. So they're saying that the gap has narrowed, but suburban rents continue to outpace urban rents in most major markets. So specifically 30 of the 50 largest metro areas. So they're basically saying that people want to live in cities and less people want to live further away from cities, which, well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's where everything's happening, especially for a place like, Manhattan and New York City, right? Now, it's a little different when you go to other places like the center of the country where there isn't as much of that happening, right? But obviously the East Coast, the Northeast, and even in California, things like that happen. Now, it seems like this point is kind of relating to New York, so I'm just going to skip it because it doesn't affect most people. So let's go into the next one. Traditional home buyers will compete with home flippers for homes that need a little TLC. Well, I mean, does this make any sense to you? Is this like a prediction? Is this something that they think is like being different now? Home buyers have always competed with home flippers. This has been like since construction has started hundreds of years ago, home flippers will always be looking out there. Now, what I will say is that there's a lot of new, gurus online that show you how to flip a home. So there's a lot of young people trying to get into the wholesaling game and into the flipping game. And right now, a lot of people have left that part of the industry because there's a lot of uncertainty with what's happening in the market, and you really have to pick up a property at a significant discount. But home flippers are not going anywhere, okay? So right now they're saying that typically the target of home flippers, homes that need a little work before they qualify, for a dream home, that they will have more increased interest from buyers shopping for a primary residence. I mean, this is always the case. First-time home buyers always look for something that they can, put a little sweat equity into. But Zillow is also saying that inventory has been far below normal for a while. And that is true. It has been, in a while, as in since the pandemic started, although that is increasing, right? And though Zillow predicts more homes will hit the market in 2024. Now, definitely I'm in agreement with this. There's going to be a lot more inventory coming up in the next, in the next year, 2024. But they're saying that inventory will remain much lower than pre-pandemic norms. I disagree. I think we're going to exceed our pre-pandemic norms. And basically, our pre-pandemic norm was to be in a balanced market. Like right before the pandemic in our area in Sarasota, Florida, we had a pretty equilibrium with our supply and demand. Even though we had like 3.25% interest rates, they weren't flying off the shelves. And they were like almost half the price as today. But pre-pandemic levels, if you're looking at immediately before the pre-pandemic, well then, yeah, we had this like nice state of equilibrium. And I actually thought that in 2019, near the second half of 2019, I thought we're going to be going into a buyer's market. I thought the real estate business was going to slow down for all of us real estate agents. And that is not what happened. The, pandemic made demand surge and then interest rates drop, So it was not exactly as I thought. But let's keep looking here because they're saying that the higher cost of buying a home today makes a flip harder to pencil out. Very, very true. I have flipped a property or two in my life. It's not what I do though, but I have a little experience and it used to be a lot easier. And right now it's a lot tougher. So it says buyers may face less competition from flippers. That is very true. Right now, buyers are not competing that much with flippers. The flippers are kind of going directly to the wholesalers that find really ridiculous deals for them, right? And usually those are deals that do not qualify for traditional financing, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, all of that stuff. You need a hard money lender for that, which, they're charging 12% plus 3 points just to get the loan done, right? Now, it says that even with a less chance of being subject to a bidding war, these homes won't come cheap. True. That is true. So expect buyers to frequent their local hardware stores. People are always going to be doing that. This is kind of silly. Let's go into the last part here. They're saying artificial intelligence will enhance the home search experience. Yeah. If you have any brain in your head, then you can pretty much say that AI is going to change the home buying experience and the home search experience. Right now, generative AI, which is like where they generate things, right? They're doing crazy things. I have seen some unbelievable things with AI right now. And one of the things that I've even seen, which, my photography company does, which is unbelievable, is they'd make an avatar of me and as an agent. And then, they have a recording of me, and then they can translate my words and make it sound like me. And now, how does this affect the home buyer, the home search? Well, think about it like this. If I have a listing and I make a 4-minute presentation about all the features of the home, they can, my photographer, my videographer can take my, speaking, run it through generative AI, change my language, but not my voice. It'll be my voice. And then I can make that piece of content in 50 languages, right? And then I can have advertisements that go to the Russian community,
Вы должны подписать контракт и план самообеспечения, если подаете заявление на получение денег.
The Polish community, the Spanish community.
Debes firmar un contrato y plan de autosuficiencia si solicitas beneficios en efectivo.
The Italian community, the Indian community, the Chinese community. Well, maybe not them because there's lots of restrictions on Chinese buyers right now in the United States. But anyway, I can use generative AI as a marketer for listings, and I can just send it off to all these different buyers. So the home search is going to change quite a bit. Now, Zillow also in this article is saying that they are going to be using, that clients are already using AI to assist with writing listing descriptions. I mean, that's easy. ChatGPT is quite amazing. Actually, let me show you real quick. Okay, so here's ChatGPT, and I'm just going to type this up real quick and check it out. Okay, check this out. I wrote to ChatGPT, write me a description of a home for sale to be used in attracting home buyers to schedule a showing. The property is brand new construction with all the features and amenities a buyer would want. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 24 square feet, and has a 3-car garage. Please write a 4-paragraph description and don't use any language that might violate fair housing rules. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Take a look at this. Wow. There's no way I can write like this, English is my 3rd language. There's no way. Step into the epitome of modern comfort and elegance with this stunning brand new construction now available for your consideration. This exquisite residence boasts an impressive blend of... This is just unbelievable. This is crazy. So you're like, Zillow is saying that AI, generative AI, is going to help real estate agents. It's already doing it. Look at this description that I was able to come up with. And there's no way I would be able to come up with this from here. I am not, a natural born writer. I'm more of a mathematician, than I am a creative type for writing. So using AI just for your description is one thing, but what else is Zillow saying that agents are going to do? Well, how about the following? They're saying that they're going to assist with writing descriptions and create 3D content for their listings. Yes, that's right. 3D content is also being created. Next year's advancements are expected to have an emphasis on visual and multimodal capabilities, including more rich media content. Indeed, I'm telling you right now, this is probably the most true of all the predictions that they have. In my opinion, this will happen. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be lots of disclosures that are going to need to be added to listings because home buyers are going to be misled. What do I mean by this? Very simple. Home buyers are going to see something online and they're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. I read this description. I am totally in love with this home. Let's make an offer. And then I'm going to go travel to Florida and take a look at it. And they buy it sight unseen, or they offer on it sight unseen. Then they spend $1,000 on 2 plane tickets and a hotel for a weekend. And they realize wait a minute, this is completely false advertising. This is not an exquisite home by any means. It's built in 1958 and has, original bathrooms. That's not exquisite. And they're going to feel misled. So we do have to watch out with that. And as buyers, you should also know that, there's a little bit of this kind of embellishment that happens with descriptions and also with photos. Right now, if you have any kind of staging happening virtually on your home, well then on the photos, then you have to disclose that, and that's important. And also if you have any renderings of the exterior or maybe something else along those lines where it's not an original photo, you have to disclose that it's been changed by artificial intelligence or software or something like that. Well, let's see if Zillow was right. What do you think is going to happen? Please write in the comments below what you think will actually happen.